welcome back. Just had a nice little break, misting in the sun after the Eiffelon plunge. And what do y'all want to do now?
I think after we take a short break to let me dry off, which I think I dry off pretty quickly. I think like the clothes that I wear dry pretty quickly. Yanni's gonna come back to the group and just like sort of look around and say, I noticed there's a lot of people who've been here longer than we have. You know, they have more medals than us. So if we want to win the emerald thing, I'm looking at Kawu, perhaps we should...
It's an eye. Emerald eye.
The emerald, yes, that. We should split up to try and earn as many medals as we can in the short time, because I think the final event is tonight for the people who have the most. And if we want that to be us, we need to, how you say, book it.
I think that's a smart idea. I would be, and Ida looks around at all of the different competitions. I would be willing to take the riddle, the puzzle.
Excellent. I'm terrible at quizzes. But
Do you want to do the tortoise wrangling,
yes,
Kawu?
I love tortoises.
Okay, perfect. Mira, what do you want to do? Medea?
Medea?
I suppose I can do the wacka weta Buddha patty hat.
Wet whack,
and
had whack.
That one, yes. But I want everyone to be careful, please. Don't hurt yourselves. And you see Medea, she takes off. God, what does she have? She takes off like her helmet. She doesn't have a helmet. She has a helmet now. She takes off her helmet and she'll put it on Kawu and say, "Please be careful amongst the large creatures."
Thank you. I'll be fine. I'll be
echoey.
fine. I appreciate what.
Thank
This
you.
Is huge. And like, like slips down. I like lift it up. I'm like, I understand you're worried, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Have your helmet back.
Put my helmet back on.
What's a couple turtles going to do to him? Jump
Here's
cut.
all
Snapping turtles, then.
Yeah, have you met?
Zimunyani, you're gonna do the maze, right?
I guess so. What did you see at the maze?
Well, that's what I want to tell you. Okay, have you got your map? Got a spare bit of parchment? Or have you
Yes. And Yanni
Yes,
pulls
okay,
out their
alright.
like sketchbook.
Okay, as you go in, there's going to be like 3 paths that branch off immediately, okay? The left and the middle one are dead ends, okay? You need to take the right one. You need to follow the right one for a little bit, and that's going to branch, and one of the branches is going to go just around in a loop, so stick to the left-hand one, and then it goes on, and then it splits up into 4 different passages, and you need to take the second on the left, and then you go in there, turn right, turn left, and then I couldn't remember from then. You got that? Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yanni has jotted this all down in their shorthand that they do for their maps. And they just kind of look at everyone and just say, should we meet back at the pie place in 30 minutes?
Yeah, meet back for pie.
That
Or
sounds good to me.
Or
what about the fact that I could go and win the arm wrestling. However, I kind of want to save it to do with Yanni. If you're interested in a little friendly competition, so we could meet there at the end and then finish that one together. Only if you want, though. I could just go do it if you don't want to be bothered.
Is that a challenge, Mira?
Challenge sounds so formal.
Are you challenging
I'm
me
just
to arm
saying.
wrestling?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Medea, have you seen this before in the forest where sometimes two rivals meet and they butt heads together to prove who's the strongest? Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it, but I have read about something like this.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
My money's on
Yes.
Yanni.
That's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. You are royalty. And I hand Yanni your weapon back.
You're wealthy. Yanni will take all their stuff, and she and Yanni just kind of like looks over at everyone. Is like, all right, meet at the arm wrestling tent in like 30-45 minutes. And as people peel off, they linger behind.
Yanni,
to
before you leave,
wait with Ada. Yes.
Before you leave, Yanni, there's a very capable and strong-looking Aarakocra who surveys from above. If you get stuck in a dead end, they may try to take you out of the maze. Just be warned.
Okay, that's good to know.
Very capable and strong.
And I think Shimanyani's just gonna wait behind with Ada for a second and just make sure that he's feeling okay to go by himself. And are you okay to do
Yes.
riddles?
Yanni. It's just a riddle. It's just a puzzle. You don't have to worry about me.
I always worry, but okay. And they'll say, yeah, I'll see you soon. And they're gonna turn and walk away.
Yanni's so awkward. I love them. I think before Medea leaves, she'll go over to Mira and sit, kind of gently clasp their shoulders and say, "I would bet on you, just to even it out. I don't have favorites, but you know, someone voted for them and I wanted to vote for you."
That's okay. I see how it is. You don't have favorites, right? I get it. No worries. I
No
see.
favorites.
Yeah,
Everyone
no favorites. I
equally.
got you. I got you. You're good. You're good. I understand exactly what you mean.
I don't think you understand.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
All right, if you say so.
Alright, we're gonna do the maze.
Which one should we do first, DM?
Very right by the maze if we want to do the maze.
Okay, cool. We do the maze.
Mhm.
Feeling very alone, Yanni's gonna walk up to whoever's running this. Just say, one for the maze, please.
No one really seems to be like managing this one per se. Like the Aarakocra kind of like acknowledges that, you know, you're accepting the challenge, kind of like from his vantage point. And as you know, you kind of make your approach, you near the entrance, an ogre in leather armor is encouraging a reluctant goblin in breastplate to try and give the maze a try. He seems very like unsure, and as you get closer, you're kind of hearing the two of them talk. That he's just convinced he's gonna make a dead end.
What's this about dead ends?
He kind of like turn to you and kind of looks at as Venus. Well, if you reach a dead end, you can't try the maze again. It's over. You only get one try.
Why?
That's the challenge.
So you can't hit a dead end, then you're out.
You have to get it correct on your first try. It's a lot to live up to.
What do you just have to make it through, or is there something you have to get? Is like,
Have to make it through to the other side. Correctly on one go.
okay. Are there any other rules?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. And kind of like looks up to the tall ogre and Maggie, is there any more rules? I forgot to write them down. And she kind of just like gives a sigh and, no, you've got the rules. You know, you've studied hard. You know, we've seen. We've been watching this maze all afternoon. You've got this. Kind of like maybe getting a little impatient with him. Like just try.
I'm gonna look down at the. Is it a goblin? You said,
Mhm.
Hey, goblin. I look down at the goblin. And just say, "Come on, we can do it. Let's do it. What's the worst that can happen?"
I hit a dead
Well,
end.
I guess the worst that can happen is you hit a dead end, but you know.
And then I failed everyone.
It's gonna fail everyone. It's a maze. I think it's going to be amazing.
I do admire your confidence. Maybe, I guess. Hey. He kind of like tries to like steel himself up for his attempt.
Yanni has already left. I think they walked away at some point.
There's like kind of like you getting like blurry in the foreground as you're like walking, and you just kind of like just very nervous. It's getting like smaller and smaller in the frame as you moving on. Make a investigation at advantage because of the notes from Karu.
Ooh, advantage. All right, I'm gonna try these two. Wait, my character sheet went away. Come back. What's it? Investigation?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not very good at that. All right. Okay, that's a 15 with advantage, which is good because I got a 2 on the other one.
You just make it. You know, at the very end there, where Karu was like wasn't quite sure, remembering the end. But you kind of like got like a sense of a bit of a pattern. And you know, at the very end, your tactic of keeping to the one side, the last few turns, did the trick, and you emerge victorious.
Is there anyone on the other side?
Yeah, there's a few like others kind of like mingling about. There's definitely less who succeeded than ones who were milling about after being like placed by the Aarakocra.
Cool.
And you get a Medal of the Maze. It's a smooth piece of driftwood. It has a labyrinth pattern that's carved into the front of it to add to your collection.
I'll stick it on. I think I'll stick it on my. I think I've been putting them on my belt actually. The other one. Yeah. All right, I'm done. Who's next?
We've got the hurting of the horizon backs, and the riddles, and paddywhack one.
Was that wet whack, paddywhack?
Wet walks paddywhack.
All right. I'm itching. Kawa's itching to like talk to these or interact with these tortoises. So strut on over there.
Festival goers are clustered around a paddock full of young horizon-back tortoises that are shuffling around inside of the enclosure. The 15-foot tall tortoises are then being tended by young herders who are fitting them with makeshift bridles. These individuals are overseen by a tall, attractive orc who makes sure the bridles are attached correctly. The orc waves at you and, have you come to join the horizon back migration? There's a tortoise for each of you, and a mill to be won if you make it to the end in one piece. Last year we had to rebuild 3 houses after the festival.
Did you say 15 foot
What?
tortoises?
Sure did.
Oh my god. This is not how I saw this going. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's so much larger than you.
So much. Size isn't everything, though, and I am a student of nature, and I have got this. Yes, I am ready. And before I look at the magnificent creatures, and I study them, and I see how old they are, the color of their shells, which can often determine their origins, the pattern of their scoots, which is like each of their kind of like pointed or scale of on their shells is called a scoot. The patterns that identifies them as individuals. I take it all in.
All right. Well, along with, the trainer who's been also kind of like conversing with everyone around the paddock, and you kind of like observing and kind of picking up the information and stuff what you know, they can breathe air and water. It understands Goblin, but they can't speak it. It has a bite attack. And a tail.
Not that they'll need it, obviously.
And the tail can do some significant piercing damage if you're not careful. Pretty much you have to maneuver the herd. The task is you're seated on your tortoises, and you have to lead them out of the paddock through kind of like through town, trying not to destroy any more buildings that were taken out by the previous festival.
No buildings destroyed. Got it. Okay. So, how do you win this competition exactly? Is it just whoever arrives first? Is it a race, or is it just getting them all through? How do I what are the other competitors doing exactly?
You basically have to make it back in one piece.
So I'm just in control of my tortoise, is that right? Okay, good. Okay.
You
Excellent.
get a sense that animal handling would be a keen skill to have in such a challenge.
Okay. Excellent. Right. Perfect. Well, I think I'm ready. Can you give me a moment to, bond with my new friend, my mount, this magnificent creature? Is that okay? Can I do that?
The orc gentleman kind of like, he admires your dedication to the task. As you see, a lot of people are just kind of like quickly scampering up these tortoises and kind of like, not aggressively as bull rider where they're bucking, but it's chaotic. You definitely do not want to be in the path of one of these migrations around town.
Okay. All right.
I would let you do an animal handling check at advantage for hanging around, doing some pets, maybe a snack.
Excellent. Okay. I can't speak with animals. And I go to the front of the tortoise I'm with, and I'm like, very non-threatening, and like in tortoise. Hey, friend. I know you probably didn't choose to be here. And you probably want to get back to where you were before. But I can help you by getting you through this ordeal as quickly as possible. My name's Kawu. I really like the color of your shell, and I really admire your scoots. They're magnificent. So, what's your name?
Now, if speak with animals, that's just like you can understand, but they can't technically respond back yet.
Yeah, you can be able to comprehend, verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations, monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion. Yeah, scoot, that's what it says.
Oh, that's how you spell it.
That's right.
And this Taurus is like kind of like very keen on listening. You definitely get the sense that one doesn't really spend time just chatting them up. And it kind of back in Tortoise. Yeah, it's pretty tiring. And try not to hit the buildings all the time. My name is Pumpkin.
Well, Pumpkin, I'm really pleased to meet you. Like I said, my name is Kawi, and I know that it is hot and tiring getting around, and I understand your anxiety about hitting buildings. I've heard that there were some accidents last year, and if you allow me, I'd be happy to assist you in getting through this course. I've got a great vantage point up here, so it's about trust. I trust you. If you trust me, we can get through this together really quickly, and it'll all be over. And, you know, it could be a treat waiting at the end.
Do you mean like cabbages?
Exactly what I was thinking of, cabbages.
You know, no one's really asked me before.
Well, that's a shame. In fact, I mean, that's really sad.
Something we all have to do. Guess it's a part of our job. Though we get less
Well-
cabbages the more houses we knock over.
Okay. Well, I promise you, Pumpkin, that if we trust each other, you're going to have much more pumpkins than if you didn't.
Can we get some from my friend Tomato?
Oh, where's Tomato? Are they racing today? Are they being herded today?
They left in the
Or is
morning.
this-
They might be back in the center of town. They knocked over 2 buildings last year.
I'll give them some cabbages. I promise you, Pumpkin.
They would really like that.
I bet they would. Should we do this? Let's do this. Let's get those cabbages for you and for Tomato.
Kind of like perks up, kind of like
Yeah.
wiggles a little bit and kind of like extends the leg for you to kind of like climb up.
Ha! Come on, Pumpkin. Let's win some cabbages.
Yeah, it's like, I guess as much as a 15-foot tall tortoise can have a little bit of a jaunty step. It has a bit of a jaunty step.
Yes.
So I'll still have you roll a dexterity as you try and guide.
Okay.
At advantage, because you're working out as a team. Develop your
Dexterity
team.
skill.
Yes. You can.
Okay. Oh, should I roll again? Advantage. 15.
You decide to kind of like take it as slow as possible. But you seem to like work together and you make your way kind of through. You nudge a couple little buildings a little bit. It is a very big tortoise. And the streets are a little bit narrow at times. It's kind of sometimes unavoidable, but you don't completely take out any buildings, which is a plus.
Ooh, easy pumpkin. Okay, there's a stall there. There's a stall on your left. Okay, good. We're good.
As long as it's not the cabbages.
No.
Kind of like moseys along, and you finally, you get back. Along the way, you kind of see some other riders falling off or being like sniped at, or a spiky tail kind of like going into the side of a building. They're definitely having a much harder time with their little tortoises friends. And when you reach the destination, the handsome orc fellow hands you a medal of the horizon back. No two medals awarded from this contest look the same. Each one appears to be made from a different part of a tortoise, a piece of shell, a claw, or a tooth. He assures that these were made like after they were passed, or not like taken from them.
I was about to fight. Like what?
It does actually say in the book too, like they are like assured that
Yep.
these are procured from safe means.
And I say to the orc, I like, thank you. This was a wonderful experience. You're a great handler. Where are the cabbages?
Oh, well, yes, they do like their cabbages. Hard to keep them in stock sometimes. Well, probably in the barracks and the storehouse is the largest stall, but we'll make sure we get them their cabbages. I don't think I've ever seen a smoothest ride through the street in all my years here. That was quite impressive, actually.
Well, thank you. But it's not just down to me. That's down to Pumpkin here. Okay. So you need to promise me that Pumpkin here gets cabbages and also tomato. Sorry. Okay.
I think I can do that. Definitely.
Promise.
Yep. He kind of like spits on his like palm and kind of like offers a hand to shake on it.
Squidge.
Hey.
Okay. Pumpkin, I gotta go now. You did super great, and our friend here has promised to get the cabbages. And I'll come back and check on you before I go, okay?
Oh, thank you, friend.
Bye. Stroke.
The orc handler kind of guides them and kind of like trundles back as kind of moved out of the way for others to kind of more or less come barreling in. Alrighty.
Good.
Who do we want to visit next in their challenge?
Hit me with it. I'm ready for a puzzle. I'm ready
Alright.
for a riddle.
Riddles and rhymes. An elderly goblin in blue robes presides over a set of 3 tables. One table holds a wooden box. The second displays a glittering star map of the Exandrian sky. And on the third rests a row of colored bottles. A banner hanging over the setup reads, "Test your wit with me against these riddles 3."
Ada walks up. I think their tongue is kind of like moving along in their mouth, like along their cheeks, kind of like playing with the dermal piercings that they have a little bit, as they do when they're often kind of thinking. And they look down at all 3 of these items, and the star map, I think, catches their eye first. They think, Yanni has taught me a few things about maps. Maybe this would be easier than the others. And he walks over. Hello. Are you responsible for these riddles? What is this map for?
A goblin dressed in like priestly robes, kind of like not haughty, but very like kind of confident and proud of himself, and is like, I did indeed create these puzzles. You want to do this star map?
I do.
Ushers forward.
What exactly is the riddle here, or the puzzle?
Okay. The star map resting on this table depicts moons and constellations visible in the Exandrian night sky, accompanied by the following riddle in common. 2 birds sit in a speckled field, one silver and calm, one scarlet with woe. Nigh all year the red one yields, to silver's illusions, mischief, and sheltering glow. To answer the riddle, you have to identify the birds and point them out on the map.
Oh, so this is about finding the constellations on the map specifically. Okay. So I think Ada takes a look at this map kind of very closely and tries to recall everything that Yanni has ever taught them about navigating using the stars. Because as a navigator herself, she knows a lot about the constellations and whatnot, and Ada has probably bothered Yanni like a lot to show them like, how do you make a map? Like what goes into that? And so they're trying to recall everything that they've ever been told. Based on that information, does it look like any of the constellations like are familiar to me at all?
Well, history or religion with advantage.
Ooh, they're both the same actually. So let's roll. Oh, I should do that twice. I got an 18 total.
Yeah, you definitely, you've been traveling together for a while, and it's pretty easy to get that memory recall with a topic I assume that probably comes up fairly often. And yeah, you definitely recognize the stars and the moons on the page, and you definitely take note that the riddle is talking about 2 specific items or bodies of celestial being. And I will note, like, out of character, whatever that your character would obviously know. Exandria has 2 moons.
Okay. So then in that case, scanning through these, I think Ada looks and finds those 2 moons of Exandria and points them out and says, here and here.
The priest kind of like gets a big grin. It's like, they are our moons, definitely. Well done, well done. Do you want to try your hand at the other 2?
I would love to. And I think Ada just moves on to whichever one is like next, like in line on the tables.
The box's riddle. On the table are a locked wooden box and 4 metal keys. On the placard beside the box is written in the following riddle in common. Bronze, copper, silver, gold, ancient ones from tales of old. Match the key to the box's lock. A mistaken choice begets a shock.
Well, isn't that something? And the first thing that I think Ada does is examine the lock itself, looking at sort of like the shape of the grooves, where the key would fit into the lock, and then looks at the keys and tries to see if visually is it obvious at all, or whether or not he can discern that like a particular key like would fit into this specific lock, just based on shape alone.
Yeah, no, the shape definitely gives a lot of information to you. So the lock's shape has definitely like sea-themed decorations that suggest a bronze dragon. And when you look along the keys, you know, there's the ones of different metals. There is one that is more or less like kind of like shaped like a seahorse, kind of like serpentine dragon type thing.
Seeing the sort of filigree of the, you said it was bronze dragon, correct? Seeing the filigree of the bronze dragon, I think Ada goes for the bronze key specifically, which is, I assume, the one that kind of has more of a serpentine shape to it, and they try that one. Kind of like tentatively, I think, they kind of put it in slowly and like grimace, like waiting for a shock.
You slowly kind of like, you like slowly turn and click. No shock was had. And you guessed the right one.
Is there something inside of the box? Or was it just an empty box?
It was just an empty box. Wasn't that satisfying to open it.
Unfortunate.
It's a pretty looking, you know, lockbox and stuff like that. You do note that, you know, there's pearls and stuff kind of like fastened to it. But yeah, there's no prize inside. And then the last one, the bottles riddle. On this table is a row of 7 bottles filled with colored liquids. In the following riddle: 2 of us brewed from blight, and always sat to purple's right. 3 are juice, 1 burns like flame, and no 2 colors taste the same. Even flasks hold naught but pain, and shade of sky will leave a stain. Though tasty are those at each end, neither is the winner's friend. A puzzle for the keen and wise, drink the light to claim your prize.
Okay, so this is a real puzzle. I'm gonna need you to re-say that a little bit slowly.
2 of us are brewed from blight, and always sat to purple's right. 3 are juice, 1 burns like flame, and no 2 colors taste the same. Even flasks hold naught but pain, and shade of sky will leave a stain. Though tasty are those at each end, neither is the winner's friend. A puzzle for the keen and wise, drink the light to claim your prize. There's 7 bottles in a row.
Would you like to go to Medea while I IRL try to figure out this puzzle?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't do the puzzle.
Yeah, it started. Yeah, go for it.
Medea's walking and she looks really nervous. I think she gets a little lost, in fact, and she ends up having to ask someone for directions and then redirects, and as she gets there, she's wringing her hands together. Hello?
Yes, hello? You kind of like see 2 goblin heads kind of like poke their head around.
I'm here for the Wacka Weta Patty Pat.
Oh yes, the Wet Walks Paddywhack.
Yes.
Are you by yourself? This needs a partner, but there's usually someone paired that needs a partner or two. And you do notice. Oh, did Mira go with them?
I was gonna say, suddenly an arm slips inside Medea's arm, and I'm like, she's not alone. Although I do have a drink in hand now. I got that from somewhere, so now I like.
Where did you get that from?
It's a festival.
It's true. Lots of drinks and snacks.
So true.
I am not alone.
Oh, good. Nice, awesome. Sorry, fellow. I guess you'll have to wait. And you kind of like turn, and the shaggy-haired, bearded human from the playing contest is kind of just hanging around.
What? Come back!
Oh, you
I'm
know
just
what?
kidding.
You know what? I
No,
actually not
Mira,
feeling
you
so
stay
good.
here
I'm
with
like,
me. You know, no, I'm a doctor. You're fine.
but I just that fellow
Put your hand
looks
down.
like would make a great partner.
Don't make eye
and,
contact.
I heard that this event is akin to work, and you know how much I like to not do work whenever possible, so I wouldn't mind stepping aside. I have this delicious drink. I could go get you one.
No, please don't leave me.
Okay. All right. I won't leave you then.
All right, so, well, this one takes two. We'll need a cutter, so someone who cuts down the stalks, and someone who is the gatherer, so who gathers them up before drying. And whoever wants to do the cutting, we'll give you the sickle for it. You don't have to worry about needing your own.
What would you prefer, gathering or drying? You like it wet. Maybe I'll
I
do the dry.
do. You're right. Whichever is the wetter task.
I've never harvested in a rice paddy before, so I guess would the person picking up this stuff be like more inclined to be bending down in the wetter parts?
Yeah,
I
because
imagine.
the way that rice works is like, you know, it's like a pool of water.
Mhm.
You'd have
Like,
to wear some boots or something.
your feet are definitely gonna get wet.
Oh, all right. I look. Is there like an official official table at the start?
So as they kind of like gather the teams around, you're basically responsible for a 20-foot long, 5-foot wide strip of paddy. And it's basically a team race of whoever finishes their strip of field first wins.
Okay. I'm just looking for like the starting point and whoever is in charge here. And I am taking off my jacket, and Mira wears this massive, it looks like a leather pirate jacket, but it is lined with metal and it is heavy as hell. And so as they take it off and drop it, it's just like thunk.
Do you need to check that?
Yes, I'm gonna need you to hold on to this for me, and I'm gonna like huck it into someone's arms. And also this, and I take out on my side, is the most like beautifully ornate like rapier that is like untouched, never been used, like it's waiting for the perfect moment or something. Like it is just picturesque. And I'm like, these are not to get dirty. Do you hear me?
Oh, yes, of course. Absolutely.
And I'll actually flip them one of the silver coins I won earlier from that gamble I did. And I'm like,
Oh.
All right, you take care of those?
Yeah, and he kind of like trying to like maneuver the heavy bits without dragging it, and kind of puts a tarp over top after figuring he couldn't put it under the table, and he's like, no one will notice that's there. keeps it out of sight under this tarp, and he kind of gives you like a thumbs up.
Perfect. And I turn back to Medea, and I'm like, once again, like, fancy gesture bow. After you, whichever task you prefer. I suppose you would like to cut and I'll just gather, or vice versa.
Yes, I can do that. Seared's kind of like flexing a little. Do a little stretch. I'll do the cutting.
Perfect.
All right. Kind of like speed things up because we are kind of running a little bit short on time. We'll just do like one roll check, make it super efficient, and that will be each cutter has to do a strength athletics check.
Oh, great.
I could do that task if you. Oop. I was like, that's the one I could.
Yeah, you're definitely having some trouble. You're definitely falling behind on.
I think Medea's being way too thorough.
Yeah, you're just like you're making sure it's just like a nice, clean. You kind of like forgotten about the speed factor of the task. Give me a dexterity sleight of hand check.
Son of a! This is literally the worst. We should have gone the other way.
We should have switched it. Yep.
We should have switched roles.
Yep.
This is not okay. Can I like in the story? Can I do like a little thing? Can I like when I see how nice and neat and prim Medea is being, while it is gorgeous, I notice that this is a speed thing. Can I cast bless, which is advantage on attacks, but because she is cutting, that is, kind of an attack action. So can I do that? And technically bless can land on 3 creatures, so I can do it on her and myself. And I would also like to, so that is an action. I would like to do this right when we start. And then I have as a as a Call of the Sea Paladin, I have an ability to just cause fog to appear around me. So I kind of want to just be like, Achoo! And then cause fog to roll in over everyone else's fields, so they can't see what they're doing, and make it harder for them.
Absolutely.
Listen, we've gotten every other trinket as far as I'm aware. I'm not gonna let us fail now. Alrighty.
Give me another set of rolls, and then we'll see just how effective this fog is.
Medea's like, you can't waste any of it. See, the nature is generous. And 8. Well, I guess I can roll the d4, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
D4. So that's an 11.
Meets beats.
Yes.
Let me
Cool.
see. Okay. How do we do advantage? Is it bless gives advantage? You bless 3 creatures whenever your target attack rolls saving throw spell. Oh, it's added d4. That's what it was. Okay. Okay. Fingers crossed here. This is very bad.
You got this. You got this.
That was a nat 1, and I have -1.
No!
So that's a 0. And that's my first roll of the game, everyone. Goodbye.
0.
Thanks for coming, y'all. That was great. It was great time that we had.
Oh, God damn it.
So at the start of this competition,
roll.
you were a good distance behind. After the fog kind of comes and clears up a little, slowly kind of disperses, yeah, you're still pretty far behind.
Well, you know what? That's okay. We can tell the others we just missed this one. Like, it's fine. It's fine. You made everything look so good. I mean, no one else's cuts are this nice, So they should all be
Thank
ashamed
you.
of themselves, really. Yours looks so good.
Like,
It
while
is
you-
zero waste.
it's true.
It's true.
While, you came in last, you did actually harvest the most out of the entire group. It just took you twice as long to do it.
Do we get anything for this?
Two thumbs up.
Mira, they're going to be so disappointed in us.
Well, it's mighty kind that you did actually do a really, really good job. Usually, as you kind of like look back and there's kind of like these weird kind of like missed sections here and there from other groups as they've kind of just sped through it, and yours is just like clean, just like, absolutely cleared. Sorry, I can't really give you one of the medals of merit, but I can give you a free bag of rice.
Okay. Rice is great.
And like picks up a kind of like a sack from under like the storage and stuff like that, and this is from last year's crop that we've been selling here. It's excellent for kanji. Like hands
I
you
will add
a
a
large
bag of
sack
rice.
of rice.
To my inventory.
That's gonna come in handy. Just you watch. It's gonna come in handy.
It
It's gonna
absolutely
be so
will.
important at some point.
Somebody clip this. This is gonna be important. The rice.
This rice is gonna be so life-saving.
Maybe one of us will like drop our phone in the ocean or something.
Alrighty. So, and then you all make your way towards, and do we have a little bit of a view in on the rhymes and riddles?
Yes. So just to confirm, it was 7 potions, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Can you describe potions 3 and 5 for me, please?
Potion 3, sky blue bottle is filled with berry juice. And 5, you said?
Mhm.
The purple bottle is filled with a liquid known in Jigao as glow potion. Character who drinks this from this bottle feels warmth settle in their stomach as their skin emits dim silver light out to a range of 5 feet for a minute.
Ada is going to confidently pick up the 5th bottle and is going to drink it.
Nice. Yeah, you the goblin priest is like kind of like there's a very like proud expression, and yeah, you glow for a minute. Look very royal.
Your
This is
Highness,
just
you're
normal.
glowing.
This is just normal. This I look like this all the time, actually.
I don't doubt it for a second. I imagine everyone kind of like then meets up back at the arm wrestling match
Yes.
area. And I believe that's where we'll end for today, but you can have your closing catch-ins for your group as you all meet back up for the last of the initial events.
I think since the maze was like right there, it's likely Shumanyani was the first person done. So I think they're just waiting there, I think, for people. And I think they just have like their sketchbook out and they're working on notes and stuff from the journey getting here.
Nice. Yeah, it's
I
all
think
kind of
maybe. Oh, no, I was just gonna say, I think maybe the riddles and puzzles section was maybe closest to where the arm wrestling is. So by the time that Ada gets to the arm wrestling, he's still glowing. Like a minute hasn't passed yet. He is still glowing.
What happened to you?
What do you mean? This is normal.
You insight check.
You don't need to insight check. You spend all your time with me. It's not normal.
I know. Shimanyani just kind of like tilts their head. You're glowing, like.
Oh, thanks, Yanni.
Ooh.
I didn't think that you would notice.
It's really bright.
Yeah, the sun is quite bright today. And I think like Ada's like purposefully like acting as if they don't understand what Yanni is saying, specifically to just mess with them.
Also
Whoosh.
early evening and golden hour.
Do you want to sit and wait for the others?
Yeah, and I think the two of them sit and wait.
And I go back to working on my notes.
I'm not sure how long rice harvesting was. I think tortoise herding was probably slowish.
Oh,
Even
really?
as smooth as it was, probably
You
probably
take
rolled in last.
46
But
minutes exactly.
yeah. So yeah, I'll probably skip in last.
Okay. So Medea is like coming in next to Mira, presumably, and Medea is holding a sack of rice, kind of like how someone would hold a teddy bear. Just kind of like waddles in.
What's that?
Rice.
We won this. What a prize. Are any of your prizes edible? No? Then I think we got the best one.
That is one large medal.
It will feed us for many days and many nights.
Why does that sound so ominous?
Listen, Medea takes feeding the party very seriously.
Fluff in. I want
And
it.
there's Kaul. Oh, yay! Congrats. How was the tortoises?
Oh, Pumpkin was amazing. We really bonded, and I really hope that the herdmaster comes through with their promise about giving them and Tomato the cabbages that they promised. I'll check before we leave just to make sure that happened. Hey, is that rice?
It is.
Yes, awesome. That'll feed us for many days and nights.
Ada leans over to Shimanyani. Did you understand a word that they said?
I don't know. They're talking about the vegetables.
They got the medal, so it's fine.
Oh,
Yay,
yeah.
we all did
and
so good. Well done,
I did
everyone.
the thing too.
Yeah, and I would also have the Medal of Wit after the glowing potion, which is sculpted and painted to look like a head of a fox.
Freeze frame high
That's
five.
clever.
The sun sets in front of the arm wrestling tent.
Don't you forget about me.
Oh. And that's what we'll have the end of our first session.
Yay!
Yay! Woo!
thanks so much for hanging out.